Welcome back, lover. Professor Siren, reporting for duty. And I hope you're ready, because today's lesson's gonna sting a little. Last time we talked about Pluto and Aquarius, and how revolutions tend to erupt when power overreaches. We looked at the American and French revolutions, and how they erupted under the same cosmic transit we're in right now. And I told you, this energy doesn't play. But here's what we didn't talk about. What the American Revolution was really about. Because what they told you, and what actually happened, two very different things. Let's get into it. So the myth goes like this. A group of brave colonists stood up to a tyrannical British king, risked everything for freedom, and gave birth to the greatest democracy on earth. Right? Wrong. Let's start peeling back that polished little fairy tale, shall we? Because the American Revolution wasn't about freedom. Not really. It was about power, land, control, and protecting a system that was already built on stolen bodies and stolen land. In 1772, the Somerset vs. Stuart court case in Britain ruled that slavery wasn't supported under English common law, thus making it illegal to forcibly remove enslaved people from England. And let me tell you what, that ruling sent shockwaves through the colonies, especially in the South, because it raised fears that the crown would move to abolish slavery throughout the empire. And that would have devastated wealthy plantation owners whose entire economy depended on slave labor. So when they screamed, "Freedom!" what they really meant was freedom to keep their profits, land, and slaves. But the wealthy couldn't sell that version to the public, so they got strategic. Thomas Paine wrote Common Sense in 1776. It called the monarchy unnatural, unholy, and abusive. It didn't just inform, it incited. Over 100,000 copies circulated in just a few months, an explosive number for the time. Then came the Boston Massacre, where 5 colonists died in a street clash with British soldiers. The event was sensationalized. Paul Revere published an engraving that made it look like British troops opened fire without provocation. And just like that, the colonies had their moral outrage moment. But it wasn't truth. It was marketing. And it worked. After independence, the new government still denied rights to the majority of its population. The Constitution counted enslaved people as 3/5 of a person for representation, but still gave them no rights. Women couldn't own property or vote. Indigenous people were not considered citizens. And only white men who owned land could participate in democracy. So no, America wasn't founded on freedom. It was founded on selective liberty. The strategies used to manufacture consent in 1776 never stopped. We still see emotional propaganda used to stoke fear, patriotism weaponized to silence dissent, and elite interests disguised as noble causes. Think about it. They told you to honor the troops while slashing their benefits. They sold you freedom while bankrupting you with medical debt. They scream about liberty while banning books, bodies, and truth. That doesn't sound like freedom to me. The American Revolution wasn't a clean fight between good and evil. It was a bloody power grab wrapped in ideals it didn't live up to. But if we can admit that, if we can face the shadow of what this country was actually built on, then maybe we can finally build something that doesn't need to lie to survive. I don't know. Something we can be proud of, something that benefits all of us. I don't know, crazy, I know. But if you think all this was hard to swallow, well, you just wait till next class, sugar bee, when we go back to where the story really started. Because Thanksgiving, that's the first lie America ever told. I'll see you soon, lover. Class dismissed.